Hey there, Emily here at the Movement Clinic, and today we are doing a peak pose flow building up to crow pose or Bakasana, which is an arm balance. So whether you are interested in doing arm balances or not, this is a great way to build strength and mobility in your movement practice. So have fun with it. Go as far as you would like to go today or whenever you want to do this, and let's just have fun with it. So join me on your mat. Let's go ahead and get started in a seat just to ground and settle for a moment. As you find your comfortable seat, close your eyes, place your hands somewhere on your thighs, face up or face down, totally up to you. Start to take smoother and deeper breaths. Maybe in through the nose. Open mouth and let it go. And again, inhale deeply. Open mouth, let it go. One more, inhale deeply. Open mouth, sigh. Gently close your lips. And as you direct your breath in and out of your nose, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today, and maybe join me in setting the same intention. To head into challenge with a sense of curiosity and play. So as we start to explore things that we find challenging, often we clench our teeth and grind our way through it. And maybe instead we might choose to shift that perspective, to unclench the teeth, place a smile on our face, and maybe play and laugh our way through instead. Finding a little bit of softness in the challenge. And with this intention in mind, slowly bring your hands to meet at heart center in prayer. Lift your heart into the base of your thumbs and bow your head to your hands in a gesture of gratitude. As we find our way through this journey into something that might be new or familiar, but challenging nonetheless. And release your hands, lift your head, open your eyes. Meet me in hands and knees, all fours on your mat. Plant your palms so that they are underneath your armpits. And here, as a base for placing weight in the hands, I want you to make sure that the wrist creases are parallel to the front edge of your mat, or maybe even slightly turned out. So maybe pointer fingers are pointing mostly forward instead of middle fingers. Knees are going to be underneath your bony hip points, toes tucked under. Draw the low belly in, absorb the low ribs, press away through your palms. And stretch your heart forward between your upper arms slightly. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Lengthen your ears out of your shoulders. Keep all of that. Inhale, right heel behind you. Hug your outer left hip in. Heel is in line with your hip. We're not looking to have it way above, maybe even below. Take an inhale here. Lengthen out through the right heel. Exhale, tap right knee to right elbow. Draw belly in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, tap knee to elbow, or maybe above. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, tap knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out, pause. Option to stay with that, or lengthen your left arm out in front of you. Palm faces in, thumb faces up. Take an inhale, lengthen front to back, hug that outer left hip in. Exhale, squeeze knee to elbow underneath your belly, round. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out, pause, press away through your right hand again, hug your outer left hip in again, and slowly release hand and knee back to mat. Inhale, left heel behind you. Really press away through your left hand, especially here, to set up kind of the awareness for that. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Option to stay with that as you inhale, lengthen out. Or right hand reaches out in front of you, arm comes by your ear, palm faces in, thumb faces up. Lengthen front to back with your next inhale, hug outer right hip in. Exhale, knee to elbow and round. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out, pause. Press down through your left hand, hug outer right hip in. And slowly release. Knee and hand back to mat. Maybe find a couple of nice hip circles. Maybe shift hips side to side. Try to release those outer hips a little bit. And come back to your tabletop position. Sort of the same thing, but a little bit of something different. So press down through your palms. Inhale, right heel behind you, hug outer left hip in. This time, exhale, try to squeeze your right knee outside of your right upper arm or elbow. Inhale, lengthen it out. So leg goes slightly wider. Exhale, inner knee squeezes towards right tricep. Inhale, lengthen out. Keep hugging your outer left hip in. Exhale, right inner knee squeezes above that right elbow. Inhale, lengthen out, hold here, or lengthen left hand out in front of you. Find lots of length here, inhale. Exhale, left hand sweeps back, right knee squeezes above right elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, left arm sweeps back, right knee squeezes in. Inhale, lengthen out. Last one, exhale, sweep the arm back, inner knee squeezes outside of right arm. Inhale, lengthen out, pause. Outer left hip hugs in, press away through that right hand, and slowly release. Knee and hand back down. Press down through those palms. Inhale, left heel behind. Hug outer right hip in. Exhale, left knee squeezes outside of left tricep. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, left knee squeezes outside of the arm. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring it outside, squeeze it in. Stay with that or add the arm. Inhale, lengthen left leg back, right arm forward. Exhale, sweep right hand back, left knee squeezes in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, sweep the arm back, squeeze the left knee in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, sweep arm back, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen out, hug outer right hip in, press away through the left hand. And exhale, right hand and left knee down. Find a couple of those hip circles if you would like. Or just shimmy and shake side to side. Open up those outer hips. Good. Come back to center. Now, keep the low belly lifting up and in as though the belly button could hug underneath your floating ribs. Squeeze your ribs together. So you're gonna feel this sensation of sort of lifting in, as though someone tied a belt around your ribs and was cinching you up there. Keep that and just move the shoulder blades. So inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, press away. So it's as though the upper back is dropping below and lifting above your shoulder blades. Inhale, upper back drops below shoulder blades. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, press away. Shoulder blades slide wide. Upper back lifts. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, wrap them wide. Upper back lifts. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press them wide. Inhale, squeeze, shoulder blades together. Exhale, wrap them wide. Good. Now, come back to a happy neutral. You have the option to stay with that, or walk your knees back a print, come into a supported plank. Knees, hips, and shoulders are in one line, and we're gonna do those same, what we call scapular push-ups or shoulder blade push-ups with a little bit more weight. So, inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Keep squeezing the ribs in, hugging the low belly in. Exhale, press away. Inhale, squeeze together. Exhale, wrap them wide. Inhale, squeeze together. Exhale, wrap them wide. Inhale, squeeze together. Exhale, wrap them wide. One more. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, wrap them wide. Good. Walk your hands back, sit back on your heels or up on your knees. If you can't quite get all the way back on your heels, go ahead and give the hands and the wrists a little shake, maybe front and back and side to side. Good. And now come back either to your tabletop or to this supported plank or full plank. Toes tuck under, press your heels back and down to lift the thighs. Low ribs are absorbed, low belly is lifted. Scapular push-ups here. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press away. Inhale, squeeze them together. Exhale, press away. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press away. Inhale, squeeze. And press away. Good. From here, down dog. Lift your hips up and back. Pedal out the feet. Bend one knee and then the other. And find a bit of stillness, absorbing those low ribs. Even here, drawing the low belly up and in. Inhale your right leg up behind you. Press that heel away. Exhale, shift forward to your plank pose. Squeeze right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Gaze outside of your right hand and step your right foot there, or maybe grab the ankle and help it there. So right foot is outside of the right hand. Even here, squeeze your knee onto your upper arm. Maybe come up onto fingertips and reach your fingertips out in front of you. Keep squeezing your inner right knee onto your outer right armpit. Lengthen forward through the crown of the head, back through the back heel. Good. Now, plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Press down through your palms. Feel your shoulder blades spread really wide. Start to float that right foot up off of the floor. Squeeze knee to outer arm. Squeeze heel to butt. Inhale, lengthen out, three-legged dog. And exhale, lower right foot to mat. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, squeeze knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee to elbow, shift forward, plank. Inhale, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, squeeze knee to elbow, gaze outside of left hand, and set your left foot there. Come into your high lunge with left foot outside of left hand. Squeeze your left knee onto that upper left arm, right outside of the armpit maybe. Reach back through your back heel, forward through the crown of the head. Keep squeezing that knee in and walk your fingertips forward. So lots of power in the legs here, really focusing on hugging that knee in. Good. Now, walk hands back, plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Really press away, feel the shoulder blades spread wide. Start to get light on that left foot. Squeeze left knee in, squeeze heel to butt. And inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, foot down to down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk forward, fold forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to rise, stand up, reach up and look up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Couple rounds of breath here. Noticing any sensations in the body. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find that halfway lift. And by halfway lift, I mean find length in the spine here. So bend your knees as much as you need to so that ears can lengthen out of shoulders, shoulders can lengthen out of hips. And exhale, plant your palms, step back, plank. Option to stay with knees lifted or lower the knees. And push up. Down dog. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, squeeze your inner knee onto that upper arm. Shift forward, plank. Step forward, high lunge. Squeeze that knee onto your upper right arm. Fingertips reach out in front of you. Lift the low belly. Absorb the low ribs. Keep spreading your shoulder blades wide. Maybe float your fingertips up. Good. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Press away. Lift the belly. Really lift the upper back in between your shoulder blades. Squeeze your right knee onto that outer armpit. Float the foot. Squeeze heel to butt. And inhale, lengthen out. Exhale. Lower right foot down. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Stay or push up with or without knees. Down dog. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, knee to back of that armpit and step forward outside of your left hand. Squeeze that left knee in. Walk your fingertips forward. Maybe float fingertips. Good. Plant palms. Press away. Squeeze that left knee in. Lift, lift, lift the front of the body into the back of the body. Hover that left heel, squeeze it towards your butt. And inhale, lengthen out. Exhale. Down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Hold or push up. Down dog. Good, now inhale, gaze forward and look outside of your pinky fingers. That is where you are going to step or maybe hop your feet. So that same really active pressing away through the palms. Inhale up to your tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump outside of your pinky fingers. Malasana squat. Upper arms press into your inner knees. Reach your heart forward, lengthen crown of the head, away from the shoulders, ears out of the shoulders. And slowly make your way to a seat. Excellent. Go ahead and roll onto your backs. Allow me to adjust myself here a little bit. All right. So, float your feet off of the mat. Arms can be down by your sides. We'll use them in a moment, so don't worry too much about what's happening with the arms, just so long as they feel like they're supporting you here. Draw the low belly in. Keep your back in neutral though, so we're not flattening our back on the mat, not yet. Find a happy medium and neutral with the spine. Narrow your waist and start to tap your toes down onto the mat one at a time. If the low back isn't changing position and you want a little more, start to tap the toes further and further away from you. And breathe. Now pause, bring knees to hover over hips, shin bones are parallel to the mat again. Reach your fingers towards your heels, palms face in towards your legs, and peel your head and shoulder blades off of the mat. And now here you'll feel your low back flatten down to the mat. Now, tap your toes further and further out. Enjoy any shimmy shakes that you get. I have plenty. And you can stay with that tapping or squeeze your inner legs together. Inhale, lengthen your legs long. Exhale, bend knees to chest. Inhale, lengthen legs long. Exhale, bend knees to chest. Inhale, lengthen legs long. Exhale, bend knees to chest. Now, adding on a little different, a little of the same. So starting to sort of create crow pose on our backs. Press your hands up to the sky, Palms are shoulder width distance. Again, we're mimicking crow. Spread your shoulder blades wide. So shoulder blades are lifted off of the mat. Bring your inner knees outside of your upper arms and squeeze. Point your toes and bring the base of your big toes together. Hold. Press out through your palms a little more. Draw your belly in and breathe. And inhale, lengthen out, stretch it out. Good. Exhale, bend knees, reach fingertips towards heels, palms face in, and we're back here. Good. Now, inhale, lengthen arms behind you, legs go long. Exhale, palms to sky, crow upside down, squeeze inner knees to outer arms. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hug it in and hold. Good. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, rock up to a squat. Whew. Lots of power there. So, first attempt at crow. The same idea, it's squeezing inner knees onto upper arms. Idea number one. Separating shoulder blades, so really wrapping shoulder blades wide. And having the base of the big toes come together and have really active feet. So legs are super active, arms are obviously really active. But the other thing is that essence of lifting your belly and the front of your belly up into your back. So it's that feeling of squeezing in and lifting up. So we can imagine that we could start to take the weight out of the shoulders and hands, okay? So just keep all of that in your mind. I'll go through it as we go. So plant palms. Make sure that maybe your pointer fingers are pointing mostly forward, so the wrist creases are maybe turned out slightly. Get your butt up high. Come up onto the balls of on the balls of your feet. Squeeze your inner knees on the backs of your armpits. Really actively hug in. Lift your belly even here. Absorb your low ribs. Now, hug your upper arm bones back and walk your hands back so your arms are hugging back into the shins. Squeeze your knees in. Gaze forward. Don't gaze at your feet or behind you. Gaze forward. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. Separate shoulder blades. If you can keep all of that here and it feels okay, send your weight forward and back. Just gently. Forward and back. Forward and back. You can stay with that action or shift forward, hover right toes, squeeze heel to butt actively. Go back. Shift weight forward, maybe float left heel. Shift back. Squeeze knees in, shift forward, float right toes, shift back, shift forward, float left toes. Shift back and fold forward. Bend your knees generously. Inhale, roll up to rise. Reach up, look up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Release your hands by your sides. And remember that intention that we set of playing into the challenge. Dancing through it, around it, into it. Smiling within it. Good. And let's try maybe floating both feet this time. Maybe not. Remember that there is no right or wrong here. This is not like a binary world in yoga. So whatever keeps you safe, whatever allows you to find your challenge, and for you to just have fun with it. And it's all right for arm balances to terrify you. It's all right to have some fear. It's okay. Can you still lean in and play around it and smile through it? And know that even if you fall in crow pose, the nice thing is you're not very far from the ground. And we all fall many, many times. So just know that it's a part of it and it's okay. So maybe keep your feet at about outer hip width distance here to start. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find your lift, bend your knees, come up onto the balls of the feet. You can notice that my butt is staying a little bit high to start, right? So I'm finding that really active compression in my hip flexors. Planting my palms to start so that my inner knees can find sort of that back strap of my armpit, my outer upper arms, and then hugging my upper arms back into my legs. So my hands will walk back slightly. Gaze forward by lengthening the ears out of the shoulders, separate shoulder blades, lift belly, start to transfer weight forward, press away through the palms, maybe start to float the feet. Once you do, squeeze base of the big toes together, active feet, squeeze heels to butt, and breathe. Hug in and lift up. And slowly release. Ooh, that was a good one. Now, sit back and lay back into our sort of lifted half boat. Inhale, lengthen legs long. Exhale to Malasana squat, to another crow. And then find all of your little adjustments. And whatever your crow pose is, palms plant, knees hug in, arm bones hug back, gaze forward, rock forward, maybe just floating one foot, maybe floating the other as you rock backwards and forwards. Play with transferring the weight, or float on up to your crow. Good. And release, forward fold. Lift your gaze, plant your palms, step back, down dog. Shift forward, plank pose. Lower all the way to your bellies, with or without knees. Come up onto your forearms, elbows under knees, or elbows under knees, elbows under shoulders. I don't know how your elbows would come under knees here, but you know, why not? Let's party. Lift the low belly, press into the feet, so kneecaps lift. Stretch your belly button forward, stretch your heart forward through the upper arms. Just a little release before we maybe try crow another time. Why not? Go ahead and lower on down. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, use your knees or don't. Lift your belly off of the mat. Squeeze your low ribs together. Lift up. Exhale, down dog. Maybe pedal out those feet. Gaze forward to the pinky edge side of both hands. Press away through the palms. Shoulder blades have to protract and wrap really wide to make space for your legs to come forward and your butt to lift high. So gaze where you're going to land your feet. Plant that in your memory. We inhale, lift up onto our tippy toes. Exhale, step or hop forward. Keep resisting the ground through the palms. Malasana squat. We're back. All right, so our last attempt at crow before we call it a day. Plant your palms. Remember, they're gonna move, so don't worry too much about the placement of them now, other than that they are about shoulder width distance. Pointer fingers are pointing forward. Come up onto the balls of the feet, hug those inner knees onto those armpits, gaze forward, start to hug those arms into the legs, lift the belly, lengthen the ears out of the shoulders, shift forward, float feet, squeeze base of big toes together, squeeze heels to butt. And exhale to release whatever effort you're finding there. Good, go ahead and lie on back. And stretch. Good. Now go ahead and bend your knees. A nice little release for these hip flexors that we've been compressing quite a bit. So roll to your right hip, grab that left shin, and guide the foot, the top of the foot, outside of your left hip, and then roll back onto your left hip. Now, if this isn't quite possible for you, you might lift your hips and place something underneath your butt, like a block or a dense pillow or a rolled up blanket. But find something you can be comfortable with. This can be difficult on some ankles as well. So if you prefer to find just a low lunge or sort of that runner's lunge instead, by all means feel free. Find what helps you feel better in your own skin and what is accessible for you. Now from here, this might be enough. You might feel like a really nice opening across the front of that left hip. Or you might press into your right foot and the top of the left foot to bridge the hips up just a little bit. Reach your left knee away from you and draw your low left belly up and in. And slowly lower your hips back down. Roll over to the right hip. Grab that left ankle in the left hand and allow the leg to come out from underneath you. You might kind of send it long. Shake it out in any way that feels good. And go ahead and plant your left foot, roll to your left hip. Take your right hand to the right shin, slide it down, tuck that right foot so the top of the foot comes outside of the right hip, so you're not sitting on the right foot. Wiggle yourself into finding something comfortable. And you can stay here if this is enough. Just reach your right knee away from you. Draw the low right belly up and in. Or you might bridge the hips up, press into the left foot and the top of the right foot. And slowly lower your hips, roll over to the left, guide that right foot back out from under you, shake out the foot, lengthen the leg. Hug your knees into your chest, bring your forehead to your knees, curl up into a little tiny ball, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Slowly lengthen out. And find a Shavasana. Shoulder blades underneath you. And down the back. Palms flip to face the sky. Allow the collarbones to be nice and wide and broad. Belly soft. Toes turn out. Soften the belly to make more space for your breath. And feel free to stay here in this stillness, enjoying the reward of a relaxed body and a relaxed mind for all the work you just put in. And thank you so much for playing into challenge today. Stay here as long as you'd like, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.